Previously on Around the Mat.
All right, we're moving on to our next match, which is Dean Lister versus Josh Barnett. And here to narrate that one is me. Josh Barnett walks to the mat just rocking a Speedo. Josh easily slides into side control, and we're here for a while. Dean utters, "I'm okay." Holy shit, did he just make Dean Lister tap out? Pollock walks up and seems to be missing a championship belt to hand his new heavyweight champion. Josh plays up to the crowd and walks out.
There should fucking be a belt whenever you win a goddamn championship.
Obviously, this showed that the superior martial art is catch wrestling.
That position, if you do it right, fucking sucks.
Who Josh Barnett should be defending against?
Cyborg, Gabby Garcia. I'm just naming people in his weight class.
Both
Cyborg's
Mendez
not losing
brothers.
that match.
Same
Both
time.
Mendez brothers.
Choose your destiny.
With our final match, you know him, you love him, the Dream Killer, the man, the myth, the legend, Christian Woodmansee.
That sounds nice. Thank you for such a great introduction. So basically, let me. I typed this in my phone while you guys were all talking, so I'm gonna read it now. Here we go. Chael versus Andre. Not a whole lot to say here. Chael looked like he just got cut from the UFC for PEDs and ate himself into depression. Chael hits a gnarly low wrestling move in the beginning of the fight, and then the jiu-jitsu portion starts to take place. A really, really deep cut on Chael's right eyebrow almost ends the match, but luckily Chael's corner has a T-shirt, and they clean him up and they send him back out there. Chael attempts to do a stiff arm chin pass for about 25 minutes that I've never seen before. It doesn't work. Lots of attempts were made, but obviously it just wasn't going to work in his favor. Andre played basic jiu-jitsu the entire fight since Chael doesn't know any except for getting triangle choked. Eventually what takes place is that Andre goes into the situation, plays super tight, ends up taking Chael's back, can't choke him for about 45 seconds to about 25 minutes, what it feels like, but he smiles the entire time. Chael eventually lets it sink in, taps, and he ends his jiu-jitsu career, and he is no longer the face of Brazilian jiu-jitsu. They tested me, they cleared me, they hired me, they fired me, they drug me through the mud, and I'm still the toughest son of a bitch on 2 feet. I'm a different time, and wait, I don't know what we're going with now. Sonnen told Florian.
Yeah, you were close.
The beginning part or the second part?
No,
Keep going, you're good.
You're killing it.
Sonnen told Florian, "I'm from a different time. Anderson Silva just left, and I hope he doesn't believe the hype. Because 1 feet or 2 feet, spiders have 8 feet, and he and I's era believes the same thing. When you give your word, you follow through. Win or lose, the bad guy always makes the walk." And then he points to his shirt, doesn't he? Because he wears that stupid shirt the whole time. Commence. That's all I got. Andre texted me and told me to say that stuff, so that's why I kind of put it in there like that.
Paul, does it feel bad to have lost the face of jiu-jitsu?
Did we? It was more exciting than I thought it was going to be, and it was better than Randy versus Jacare, so in that respect, I think they get a thumbs up.
An enthusiastic sounding thumbs up from you right there, Paul.
Andre's jiu-jitsu is so good, and we'll get such a limited amount of time with these guys on big stages that there are other matches I'd rather see him in, but it was cool to see Chael come in and jump into the deep end.
As our resident wrestling expert, Lex, what did you think of Chael's performance?
I thought we discussed this, Raf, and I'm very amused that he keeps asking me questions because I was at the shore with my beautiful girlfriend enjoying the lack of internet and the wonderful weather. But I heard that there was a wrestler involved, and this wrestler wasn't submitted by a multi-world time champion for like, 10 minutes? I don't know what it was, but of a long time. But I will take that as a win for wrestling. Thank you.
Kevin, you famously donned a hat in the last episode to speak of Chael's greatness.
Well, when I put this hat on, I can believe Chael Sonnen will win because it removes my ability to think logically.
If you were to wear that hat right now, what would that person have to say about that performance?
I'd say it's easy to think about the fact that he went 14 and a half minutes without punching anybody in the face and without getting submitted. And that's pretty impressive because the bad guy always makes the walk and says nonsensical shit that sounds rhythmic, pattern-wise. Walk! I'm out!
Does that work on everybody? Like, does that work?
It kind of felt like it worked now. Am I wrong? Aren't you guys kind of done? Aren't you like, God, Kevin just stamped the shit out of that?
Good.
No.
I loved it. I thought it was
Agreement with authority. You make a metaphor that's hard to follow. People are still trying to figure out how many fucking legs Anderson Silva has and if he's watching, and boom, it's over.
Okay, good enough. We can transition. Christian, when you were watching Chael in here, was there anything that did surprise you, though?
I was surprised that Andre took the amount of time that he did to submit Chael, but I mean, in aspects like Chael did a very good job of not giving up anything bad, and I was surprised about that. So it was good to see that Chael obviously was able to keep the distance at bay like he did for such a long period of time, but Andre, being the kind of practitioner that he is, he found that hole and eventually got in there and then sealed the deal.
Lex, what's next for Chael?
That's a good question, Raph. So let me pull up the Wikipedia article on Chael. In all seriousness, I have nothing good to say, except that maybe Chael is one of the best talkers of all time, and I anticipate him to be talking a lot in some form or another somewhere, perhaps on this podcast, if he is to sink so low.
Well, if the Nevada State Athletic Commission ends up suing him, we can afford him.
We could afford him.
Paul, is there any other MMA star that you'd like to see featured in a next Metamoris, and if so, who?
I'd love to see Shinya Aoki come back. I think that there's a lot of interesting matches there. For him, Masasaku Imanari, I think, would be amazing to have in as well. Man, I could go through a ton. Anybody that's got a belt in the UFC, I'd love to see compete against someone that's got multiple belts from jiu-jitsu competitions or ADCC or something like that. My question is, I'd like to know how Christian thinks Andre would do if he jumped into a wrestling tournament. Would he have done as well or not?
I mean, Andre's got some really good wrestling, but I mean, it's like wrestling specifically for jiu-jitsu, So
Right.
I mean, it's not like pure wrestling. Like you could see, like right away, obviously, like I was training with Andre for this fight, and like Andre was training wrestling, But you obviously saw that they start right away, and all of a sudden it's a takedown within 2.1 seconds. So I mean, I think like it's the same thing for Chael. Like Chael's great at MMA, but in a sense of pure jiu-jitsu, like you need to be doing a specific kind of training. I think Andre would probably make some very good moves in a wrestling sense, but I mean, obviously, like and anybody else, like if he fights somebody that's specifically a wrestler and wrestling kind of setup, he's not going to stand a chance.
I was impressed. He stuck around with Andre Galvao. Fuck. There are experienced jiu-jitsu practitioners that wouldn't make it 4 minutes in that match.
I was going to say, like, I'm more surprised, like, obviously with Chael not using, like, I mean, Chael, like, uses wrestling right away, which is great, but then Chael kind of, like, didn't have a lot of opportunities. Like, he would be in standing up in Andre's open guard, and he would, like, force himself in a closed guard or something like that, So I was expecting Chael to kind of, like, use his strengths a lot better. Chael, like, obviously could have taken him down and kind of, like, just circled and try to see if he would stand back up again, I don't know, but I see Chael definitely said, like, I'm going to go in this thing and give it all I can, and it was nice to see Chael embrace jiu-jitsu and try to fight jiu-jitsu with jiu-jitsu, so it was really cool.
Paul, I wanted to ask this. Was there kind of a missed opportunity for Chael to stand back up at any point, especially when he had the overhook?
I mean, he could have stood up and gotten takedowns 1,000 times, but again, if it's not going to lead you into a submission, I think we saw how takedowns, sweeps, all those things matter a lot less unless they do set up your submission. And I don't think that he was getting anywhere close that he was going to submit Andre.
Kev, were you satisfied with this match?
Absolutely. I had a blast, and no one promotes the sport better, including everyone on the card. No one promos the sport of jiu-jitsu better than Chael Sonnen right now. That was amazing. He did a fantastic job making us and what we do feel important, unique, and specific. And he doesn't even like what we do. That's art.
But did he bring anybody else with him? Because we're all going to be here.
Absolutely. 50% of how cool last night was that we got to see Chael Sonnen get beat up by Jiu-Jitsu's favorite poster boy, which is Andre Galvao, who's an insane submission artist. We got to see him beat up on MMA's favorite bad boy. That's fun. That's just fun.
Christian, what were your final overall thoughts of the entire event?
It'd be great if Metamoris could come up with some kind of new format that would help make the fights actually be more entertaining in a sense of like people trying to finish and taking a lot more risks. I think like it'd be cool too to obviously get some new and different people out there. A couple of people in the card have fought multiple times. I like how they gave Gary the opportunity, and I think Gary deserved it a lot, and it'd be nice to bring him back at some point in time as well. And I think Metamoris, is with the money that they have, they definitely need to keep bringing in talent, but they need to like bring in talent to the sense of they get as many people out there as possible. Like if they can do that, that'd be awesome. If they don't just stick to Gracie fighters, that would be nice.
What I'd like to see in the next Metamoris is some nicer outfits, maybe a little more focus on simplicity and minimalism, as Josh Barnett showed. I'd like to see some more wrestling being represented, like the catch wrestling and regular wrestling, but mostly the outfits. I would like the competitors to focus on the minimalist aspect of the outfits.
First outfits, then catch wrestling?
Those are the 2 points I would like to them to focus on.
But in that order, just making sure.
Yeah, but those are very high priorities, both of them.
I'd love to, again, see more women involved in the high-level grappling, professional grappling. I love the styles matches, so if we could mix a style versus style and bring some legends back, maybe get Eric Paulson to compete against somebody, because he definitely represents that catch style, although he's got jiu-jitsu roots. But, yeah, I think keep going with the classic matches or the guys from maybe previous eras, as you might want to call it. Get some ladies back in there for some exciting fights. And I just want to see more gi matches, personally, but I'm probably in the minority on that.
Kev?
Number 1, fake it till you make it, Metamoris. What I mean by that is don't offer someone the fucking title unless you're prepared to offer someone the title. Maybe a certificate, a name on a wall. Just let us know what the indication is. Number 2, let the press in. No press conference, violently offensive. No press coverage, even more offensive. And frankly, we're seeing exactly what we thought we'd see, which is less exposure for the fighters. The only exposure the fighters are getting is the exposure they're creating and the limits of the match. And frankly, if they got the chance to talk to the press, explain why they were sleeping the way they were sleeping or reading what they were reading, we might have a chance to expand upon it, but we don't have that chance. Number 3, let the women in. Let them in. Come on. That secret match certainly could have been ditched for a ladies' match. Number 4.
How many of those do you have?
467. Did you want me to condense it? You probably didn't want to
have you condense it to 5?
I can do 5. Yeah. Number 4, larger band status. Can we get a guitar? I get it. The drums are great. They're great. Bloodsport was an awesome movie, and frankly, we should recreate it, except it's not the 90s, so maybe some electric guitar, some acoustics, something to give us a little rhythm and blues. I'm throwing it out there. I'm leaving it. Number 5, absolutely, is can we please make it a thing to be fashionable? Can we just make it cool? It's a thing at the Oscars. It's a thing at these types of events where we're promoting it. Make it cool to look a little cooler. That's all I'm asking. Does that mean a red carpet? I said it. You didn't have to say it. I'm throwing it out there. You think about it. But that would also include press, which I think is going to be an altered behavior. But those are my 5.
C point number 2, I think. That was
C
the
point
one.
number 2.
A black tie Metamoris 5. That would be nice. Mm-hmm.
I'm all for it. And you know what? We'd like to shout out our friends over at Inside BJJ, because one of the jokes is we would co-host it together. It'd be a nice collaboration of asking, oh my God, Hollick, I noticed that you're wearing your backpack today. Who dressed you?
Is that Target designed? Who's the backpack behind? Yeah,
oh my goodness. Guys, it's the Nevada Athletic State Commission here. What are you guys doing here? That's insane.
Guys, Jeff Glover's here in new Vans. They're black. Everyone check this out. You guys have to see this. That would be amazing.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us here on our Around the Mat Metamoris 4 recap. We hope you enjoyed it. We feel the love that you guys gave us on the last one, and we're going to continue making these as long as you guys continue liking them and enjoying them. But I want to say thanks to all of our panelists, Kevin, Christian, Lex, Paul. Always great discussions, so check out their brands, Dream Killer, Take It Uneasy Podcast, Open Mat Radio, and of course Verbal Tapcast. Listen to that one first, obviously, if you can. But thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time around the mat. Okay, sweet. That's all I got for you guys. Anybody else got anything?
I got a lot of good feedback. They said that the editing sucked, though.
Sweet. That's what I was going for. I was going for highly incompetent, just like my panel.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Nailed it.
That's it. It's all over. We're playing out of Metamoris 4 matches to make fun of. If only there was another Metamoris event happening within the not-too-distant future. Wait, what's that? There is? Metamoris 5 is happening in 2 weeks? And they're doing another secret match? Yeah, we'll be covering that. Check back here in a week to see the new coverage we have lined up for you crazy kids. Until next time, peace. Another secret match. That's too good.